The betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
Race number 2 on the program will be the start of the place accumulator. 900 meters the distance. Juvenile plate for the fillies. 12:35 is the off time. And race number 2, your early favourite is Just Reckless at around 8 to 10 in the market from the Michael Miller yard. And Tristan Godden rides this individual. But before we get into race number 2, let's have a look at our interview package.
She had a first run on the 800 meters. I think it was a bit sharp, you know. Now we're going at 900 with the experience. I think you run well.
Race number 2, obviously the Michael Miller yard there, they always hold a strong hand in these juvenile races. And race number 2 is another race where they seem to hold all of the aces here with Ethereal View and Just Reckless. Now, Just Reckless ran a very pleasing race on debut behind Discerning, the stable companion. And Calvin Abib rode this filly on debut, and unfortunately he's been taken off, and he's rides number 3, Grey Fantasy. But Tristan Godden, he's aboard number 4, Just Reckless. And I think this filly can only improve with a run under the belt. She'll obviously be a lot wiser to the task at hand, and I expect her to go very well. Number 1, Ethereal View. We have to respect the fact that Tristan Godden elected to ride this filly on debut. And he's obviously gone for number 4, Just Reckless. Now Robert Carty rides number 1, Ethereal View. I think this filly could improve. She showed quite a bit of pace on debut, and she just found a couple too good for on the day. But there's no doubt that she'll be right up there in the vanguard. And then you've got a horse like number 2, Jet Lavish. Now, interesting, Richard Fourie took the ride on debut, so Com must have obviously told Richard and his agent something that this filly is quite precocious. She's quite forward, and she could run a pleasing race on debut. And now that Sipasihle Schlengwa is aboard this individual, she is at around 7 to 1. I think she deserves a bit more respect. I think she's a horse that we need to keep a very close eye on and possibly even include, because I can see her improving for those that 4 lengths that she finished behind horse number 1, horse number 4, Just Reckless, and she was around 3.5 lengths behind Ethereal View. I can certainly see her making improvement and getting closer to the action, and I wouldn't be surprised if she were to run into that second position, or maybe even improve to win this race, because we all know that juveniles improve at different intervals, and number 2, Jet Lavish, could make a significant improvement. But I think the Michael Miller runners could fight it out. Number 4, Just Reckless, and number 1, Ethereal View. You've got Extraction, who wasn't far behind them, finishing 5th behind Discerning, beaten 2.5 lengths. She's a filly that could obviously take a further step forward. And then number 6, Dirty Mimosa, is going to need to improve on her first start when well beaten into 8th position. And you've got number 7 and 8 first timers in this contest, along with number 3, Grey Fantasy, who the comments aren't particularly upbeat. Nice filly, will improve with the run, so not particularly one that you'd want to take a notice of. But the Michael Miller runners, you've obviously got to take a keen interest when the yard step out there, juveniles. But I think number 1 and 4 could fight it out. Those numbers, I think you should be safe in the buy pot and the place accumulator, with preference for horse number 4, Just Reckless.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.